What should I do about all this? How long should I leave this pile of garbage laying around? Eventually, I'm going to have to put everything back up there. I don't know. What do y'all think? Tell me what to do with this pile of garbage here. Anyway, how y'all doing? Good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou. Live on LouTube for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I post barely watchable, pointless college football videos year-round, like this one. When can Ryan Day shut the hell up? That's what I want to know. When can this overgrown titty baby stop crying constantly? I don't understand what his problem is. I can't tell if he's stupid or ignorant. And there is a difference. And if you don't know what the difference is, well, then that means you're ignorant of that difference. Ignorant means you don't know. Stupid means you do know, but you choose to cry anyway. Ryan Day keeps going on. Signing day was a couple of days ago. Now, I'll never understand why college coaches will use signing day press conferences to bitch, moan, cry, complain, whatever about other issues. I'll never really understand that. Signing day is an exciting day for your team, your program. It's definitely an exciting day for the kids that you're signing. Dreams coming true for these high school kids getting an opportunity to play football at the next level for whatever particular team. And, Ryan Day comes out here with his Ohio State press conference, which, why can't the Big Ten recruit? I'm seriously asking. Now, I know the Big Ten's pretty much a garbage conference compared to the SEC, but I expect more out of the Big Ten when it comes to recruiting. 1 5-star? And I'm not talking about just Ohio State signing 1 5-star. The entire Big Ten signed 1 5-star. Hey, but we have a $211 billion deal with Fox TV. Great. They're paying a lot of money to watch a bunch of 4-stars run around again. How do you sign 1 5-star as an entire conference? Anyway, Ryan Day won't shut the hell up about his semifinal playoff loss to the Georgia Bulldogs. You lost to the better team. Georgia was a better team than Ohio State entering the season. They were a better team than Ohio State over the course of the season, and they were a better team than Ohio State the day they played in the playoff game. The better team won. This isn't a situation where Ohio State has some huge favorite showed up and lost the game. No, the better team won this thing. Okay? Marvin Harrison Jr. does not kick field goals for you. Marvin Harrison Jr. does not play defense for you. He's a receiver. He's one of about 8 NFL receivers you have. You gotta let this shit go, man. You're like an 8th grade girl who shows up at the school dance and gets stood up. Some guy's supposed to meet you out front at the flagpole and hold your little hands and walk you into the 8th grade dance, and they don't show up. And you won't stop crying about it. You're balled up in a fetal position up there in Sucknut land, chowing down cream of wheat by the gallon, and you won't stop crying about a hit in the end zone, a legal clean hit in the end zone. And here's what blows my mind. Ryan Day's got the nerve to come out in this press conference on National Signing Day, and some idiot reporter from the local rag there in Columbus, hey, Ryan Day, I know it's National Signing Day, but have you thought any more about your playoff loss to Georgia? I mean, this guy just tees it up, and Ryan Day knocks it down when it comes to stupidity. He goes, I can't get no answers. I can't get no answers on this play on Marvin Harrison. I thought it was targeting, but I just can't get no answers. Okay, he claims he can't get no answers, okay? Then he goes on to describe 3 answers he's gotten from 3 different groups of people. The answer from all 3 groups is exactly the same. That is the answer, dummy. It's not that you can't get an answer, Ryan. It's that you don't like the answer. You've gotten the answer. He goes, we got back to Columbus. We picked up all the Kleenex off the plane. We got off the plane. We cried. I got in my office. I cried some more. I blew my nose. I wiped my pussy. And I called the Big Ten officiating office. And I said, hey, Big Ten officiating office, can I get an answer on this Marvin Harrison Jr. play where he got knocked the fuck out in the end zone? And the Big Ten officiating office tells him, well, it didn't rise to the level of targeting. The hit didn't rise to the level of targeting. The Georgia defender, Javon Bullard, led with his shoulder. He made first contact with Marvin Harrison's shoulder. It wasn't targeting. Well, he doesn't like that answer, which he claims isn't an answer, so he calls the Pac-12 office. Now, why the Pac-12 office? Because it was a Pac-12 officiating crew that was officiating the game. So he gets on his phone, which at this point is basically a plastic cup with a string coming out of it, and he calls out to the left coast to talk to the good people out there in the Pac-12 officiating office. Guess what they tell him? It didn't rise to the level of targeting. Javon Bullard led with his shoulder. He made first contact with Marvin Harrison Jr.'s shoulder. It was a clean play. It wasn't targeting. Marvin Harrison Jr. just got knocked the fuck out. That's what the Pac-12 told him. He hangs up the phone, gets mad, stomps around his room, goes through another 3 or 4 boxes of Kleenex. Then he calls the head of the NCAA officiating office. He calls as high up as you can go. The head of officiating. Hey, this is giant crybaby Ryan Day. Can you explain to me how come it wasn't targeting on Marvin Harrison Jr. in the game 3 weeks ago where we humiliated ourselves and blew 2 14-point leads against the Georgia Bulldogs, then allowed them to go right down the field offensively like our defense didn't even exist and score 1,000,000 points in the fourth quarter and allow Stetson Bennett to throw for 200 yards in the fourth quarter and lose when we missed a field goal, even though Georgia missed 2 field goals and Georgia had players out of the game, and Darnell Washington didn't play after the first series, and we had 8, 9 outside linebackers out. How come that wasn't targeting on Marvin Harrison Jr.? And guess what the head of officiating with the NCAA told Ryan Day? Just guess. Just take a wild guess. Yep, you're right. You know what he told him? It didn't rise to the level of targeting. Ryan, Georgia defender Javon Bullard, led with his shoulder. He made first contact on Marvin Harrison Jr.'s shoulder, and Marvin Harrison Jr. just happened to drop the ball and get knocked the fuck out, but it wasn't targeting. It was a clean hit. Ryan, and this is Ryan Day telling this story. This isn't me making shit up. Go look at the Ryan Day press conference from National Signing Day. Ryan Day tells this story of how he called all 3 of these offices and got the same answer from all 3 offices. Then, the whole time he's saying, but I can't get no answers. I can't get no answers. Hey, you fucking idiot. That is the goddamn answer. You just don't like it. Jesus, God almighty. Crying and carrying on. Goddamn, Ohio State crybabies and whiners. Look. Ohio State couldn't beat the SEC in this year's playoff game. Ohio State couldn't beat the SEC 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. There's a reason you're 2-13 against the SEC in the postseason. And it's not because you're way better than the SEC. In fact, the opposite is true. You're just nowhere near as good as the SEC. Period. And that was proven yet again in the playoffs. And you know what? I didn't spend a lot of time dogging you idiots after Georgia beat Ohio State. I made a video or 2 in the day or 2 after the game, and I let it go. I could have been on here pointing and laughing at you nonstop. For the last 30 days since that game was played, I haven't been doing it. But maybe I should have, because, shit rolls downhill. And I guess that's why these Ohio State fans won't shut up about it either. because their main man, Ryan Day, is leading the crybaby parade right down Main Street. He won't shut up about it. One play in the national title game. Why aren't you crying about your missed field goal, Ryan? Why aren't you crying about the fact that your defense is soft as fuck and got pushed around for 4 hours when the game was on the line in the fourth quarter? They couldn't make one single play. Stetson Bennett threw for 200 yards on you in the fourth friggin' quarter? Fuck wrong with you, Ohio State buck nuts. No, Ohio State suck nuts. Suck these nuts.